A recent Loose Women's survey said that 38% of people who had been cheated on said it actually made their relationship stronger. And it's an interesting thought process, isn't it? Because a lot of women think, right, that's it, or a lot of men think, once that's happened, that's it, it's all over. But actually, it can bring up a conversation that maybe needed to happen, and moving on, it could be the best thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of men and women do an instant reaction to it as well, which obviously you're hurt and, you know, heartbroken and your pride's been kicked. So your instant reaction is, that's it, go, leave, get out, blah, blah, blah. It happened to a friend of mine years and years ago, and they were married with 4 kids, and they'd been childhood sweethearts, you know, and then she found out he'd had an affair. And we were all so shocked at the time, my family, because we were really close to them. And we were all really, really shocked. Then we found out they were staying together. And initially, you go, oh, how can she do that? You know, because this affair had been going on a while. Anyway, they went and had loads of counselling, worked out, you know, she'd become very, as you do, very wrapped up in the 4 kids. Her whole time was spent with the kids, because she's got 4 of them. He was always at work. And they'd just done that and forgotten the reasons why were they together. So they had loads of counselling, brought them, and you know what, to this day, they are so happily married. And that was like 35 years ago. And they're still together. And it worked for them. And some people can do that, and it can go stronger.
I think you can move on from it. I could never watch reruns of this show because my life has changed out of all proportion. And I would absolutely curl up and cringe and die in that corner if I watched some of the things that I used to say, that I used to believe, because my life was a little bit out of control at times, and I was, you know, self-medicating for lots and lots of reasons. And I used to sit on here and say, oh, for God's sake, being unfaithful is certainly not the worst thing that can happen in a relationship. You know, it can make a relationship, blah, blah, blah. And that's because there were infidelities within my last marriage and my relationship before for various reasons. And now, obviously, you know, Tim was my last husband. We've both admitted things. He's now so much happier in his relationship, and I am with Lincoln, and we're friends. But now, I wouldn't be able to bear if Lincoln, so much as if he sent a text to somebody. I think that snogging is much more intimate than sex. If people say, oh, it was only a kiss, it was only a text. No, it isn't. It's being unfaithful. And that's how I feel now. And I don't think I would be able to get over it. And yet, as I said, people can call me a hypocrite, and quite rightly so, because it is so different to how I used to feel before. And now it would be the end of things.
I think it's very different if you've got children with somebody, because you're not just ending your relationship, you're removing the children's father from the family home. So you've really got to think about whether you can do what your friends did.
I don't think it would make it stronger, though, somehow.